We're already through January. That means it's time to look back at the stats for January 2024. I'm Sean, Ryan Blue Coast Realty, and here is your January 2024 market update. Lots of great headlines, lots of news in the Canadian real estate market over the last month, starting off the new year. We saw Bank of Canada with the rate announcement. They held their rate, and they also had a lot of great language saying that they're going to hold the rate for the next little bit. And we're going to see rates decrease most likely in 2024. What's this going to do for the housing market? Well, there's a lot of talk, a lot of economists right now saying that it's going to make the market really speed up because we're seeing a lot of buyers right now actually coming out of the woodwork. We're seeing a lot more buyers looking at homes. We're seeing a lot more activity on our listings than we were in the last quarter of 2023. I think a lot of people have been sitting on the sidelines, kind of waiting to see what the market was going to do. And now that we see interest rates holding and talk of them going down, we all know what happens then, that the market does get busier as rates go down because it really opens up affordability, which is absolutely amazing. So more to come through that throughout the year. It'll be really interesting to watch that to see if rates do go down, how long they stay at, and what it does to the market, because we're in really uncharted territory for the most part. So stay tuned for that. Federal government actually made some really big announcements too last month and at the end of 2023 of short-term rentals and what they're going to allow for deductions on your income tax. So great thing to look at if you're going to get into a short-term rental, or if you have one already, make sure you're up to date on that. And to just give you a quick snapshot of what that's going to look like is if you're operating a short-term rental, so 29 days and under in Canada, and it's in a place that doesn't have allow it, or you don't have a license, the federal government's talking about not allowing that in your tax deduction. So it might not make it worth the do, that short-term rental anymore. So keep an eye on for that as well. And we're seeing the vacancy rate in Sarnia-Lambton as well change a little bit. We're seeing about 2.7% vacancy rate in Sarnia. I don't know if you knew this, but there's about 6,200 rentals in Sarnia-Lambton total. And one thing we're seeing with rentals is we're seeing them take a bit longer to rent. You know, a couple years ago, we had a rental, we put it up, we'd have a bazillion applications. Well, not a bazillion, but we'd have a bunch of applications. We're seeing it take a bit longer, especially for that higher price stuff. I think people are feeling the tightening right now, especially a lot of tenants, unfortunately, as well. So it'll be interesting to see if that does start to climb as the year goes on. So let's look at some sales stats for this last month in January. So we saw 72 sales in January 2024 compared to 84 in 23. So just a slight difference there. We're sitting at about 4.8 months of inventory versus 3.1 months of inventory last January. What this means is 0 to 3 months, seller's market. 3 to 6 months, very much a balanced market. 6 months plus is a buyer's market. So you can see we're right in that balanced market. It'll be very interesting again to see how that tails down, if it goes up or down with the rate, if it does correspond, which I'm thinking it will. As we go through the year, I think we're going to see those months of inventory really go down as well. Average sale price for January ended up at $509,000 compared to $488,000 last January as well. And we're sitting at $36 million in volume January that just passed 2024 compared to $40 million in 2023. So what are we telling clients right now? What are we telling people that are coming in for advice right now? If you're a buyer, get that pre-approval done. We're seeing rates go down. Like I said, we did mortgages back in November at like 6.5. We're seeing them at 5% from some of the major banks right now. If you're a seller thinking of going on in the spring, start having those conversations now. Make sure you talk to an expert, talk to your local agent, and kind of get the ball rolling to see what you should be doing as well. So like and share this message. Thanks for watching. Remember, put Sean in your lawn.